Good evening, friends. It is so good to see you back here on your mat. I'm excited to practice with you this evening. I think everyone is dealing with a little bit of COVID fatigue the last, few months, but in particularly the last few weeks. And for me, especially this week. I live in Michigan and I am a frontliner. And I have seen more COVID this week than I care to count. And so I feel like we need to find a little peace on the mat, no matter how we have been affected by COVID. Whether you've taken direct care of patients with COVID, had a loved one with COVID, you yourself have struggled with COVID. I think no matter in what capacity, we have all been affected in one way or the other. And so I think that it's important for us to find peace on the mat and some strength from Him above, who is the only one that can give us the strength that we need to get through. So with that, let's jump in and do some yoga. You will need a block for tonight's practice. We are going to use it just at the beginning here for Hero's Pose as we sit in Heroes to come to our place of stillness. So we'll lift our bums, place the block about halfway back so that just those sits bones are sitting on the block. We're going to move some real estate out of the way, turning those ankles out, and just coming to a place of stillness and a place of peace. And we're just going to sit for a few moments, coming to the breath, slowing our bodies down, slowing our minds so that we are just focused on the moment at hand. Straightening up that spine, rolling those shoulders down and back, closing those eyes, and just come to the breath. Focusing on the inhale and the exhale. Now that we have our minds settled and we're a little more focused on the moment at hand, if it's within your practice to do full Hero's Pose, you can take the block out from underneath. If not, stay here. We were going to just spend a couple of moments in full Hero's Pose. So remove that block and put those sits bones all the way down to the mat. And again, closing the eyes, feeling a stretch through those upper thighs. Straightening through the spine, tucking those shoulders down and back. And coming to the breath. We're going to rock onto all fours. So we're going to lift our bum up, coming onto those knees. We're going to rotate our feet to the long edge of the mat so that we're up on our knees, placing the hands on the mat, reminding us of proper positioning, wrist under elbows, elbows under shoulders, knees under hips. Again, that's just getting that proper alignment, feeling that tailbone lengthen, feeling lengthening through the skull. We're gonna drop the belly down, lifting up the hips, lifting the head towards the heavens as we take a nice inhale. And as we exhale, we're gonna push those shoulder blades towards the heavens, tucking the tailbone under for cat. And we're gonna move through a few cat and cow at our own breath pace, finding rhythm with the movement of our body and the breath. And again, whatever your body needs here, so if you need faster or slower, whatever feels good to you, but just warming up the body. Good, and from here we're gonna move into a dolphin pose. So we're gonna place our forearms down on the mat, palms flat. We're gonna curl those toes and we're gonna come up into like down dog, but since our arms are flat to the mat, this is dolphin pose. Really stretching those hamstrings towards the mat. You can even pedal out those feet if that feels comfortable. Good, bring those knees back to the mat. We'll bring our hands to the mat, curl those toes, and we'll come back into our first downward facing dog. So really pressing those hips back towards the wall behind you. This is helpful in a couple of areas. We get some length in the hamstrings so that you can start to reach those heels towards the mat. Also, we're not dumping into the wrist that way because our weight is in our bum and in our hips. So then that way we don't dump into those wrists and those wrists become sore. Believe it or not, downward facing dog is actually a resting pose. So we could rest here as long as we needed to, but we're gonna move forward in our practice. So we're gonna step to the top of the mat. Good, forward fold it out as we exhale. Good, we're just gonna take a couple of breaths here. Letting the skull hang towards the mat or the earth. Letting our arms feel heavy. Good, take a nice big inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold it out. Inhale, we're gonna halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward fold it out, placing those hands on the mat. We're gonna reach those toes back into a plank pose. So bringing the hips in line with the knees and the ankles. And we're gonna come down into that chaturanga push-up and up dog, uncurling the toes. And then we're gonna curl those toes and work our way back to a downward facing dog. Good. And if you still need to allow yourself grace here, that's okay. Go ahead and pedal those feet. Reaching those heels towards the earth. Finding length in the hamstrings. Good, we're gonna look to the top of the mat. We're gonna walk up to the top. Forward fold it out as we exhale. We're gonna take a couple of breaths here. So inhale. And fall deeper into the fold as we exhale. Take a nice inhale. And exhale. Good. Big deep breath in, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold it out. Good. Inhale, we're gonna halfway lift, lengthening that spine. Exhale, forward fold it out. Place those hands to the mat. Feet back into a plank pose, bringing those hips down level. We're gonna come into that chaturanga push-up and up dog, uncurling the toes, and then curling those toes and looking back to our downward facing dog. Good. Bring those knees down, take them wide. Bring our bum to the heels into our first child's pose. You can extend the arms out long if you'd like, keeping them flat to the earth. You can even bring your forehead to the mat. I find this pose so worshipful to our Creator. the one who brings me the most peace on the mat. So invite him in. Good. We're going to come back up to all fours. So place those hands back to the mat. We're going to curl those toes, working our way back into a downward facing dog. Good. Press those hips back. See, we're warming up. We're lengthening those hamstrings. Good. We're going to extend that right leg back into a three-legged dog. We're going to bring it on through for a runner's lunge. Coming up into a crescent pose, bringing those arms up, shifting down towards the earth. Don't let that right knee come forward of the right ankle. Good, couple of breaths here, dropping those shoulders down. We're gonna open up for a warrior two. So extending the right fingertips towards the wall in front of you, the left fingertips behind you, and really reaching through, finding that long line of energy between both fingertips, spine lengthening, curling under through the tailbone. Good. We're gonna place our left hand down our left leg, extending the right arm up and over for a peaceful warrior. Good, leaning back into that left leg. Good, and then coming back forward into a warrior two. Good, keeping our left foot bladed down, coming back into a warrior one. Good. Place both hands on either side of that right foot. Unblade the left foot. We're gonna bring that right foot back to meet the left foot in downward facing dog. Good, press those hips back. Extend that left leg back. Good, three-legged dog, bringing it on through, placing it down for a runner's lunge. We're gonna come up into that crescent pose on the left, dropping those shoulders down, hips pointed towards the wall in front of you, not letting that left knee go forward of the left ankle. Good. We're gonna take a couple of breaths here. Then we're gonna blade that right foot down and we're gonna open up for warrior two on the left, on the right, excuse me. Reaching those left fingertips towards the wall in front of you, right fingertips towards the wall behind you, and really pulling both of those fingertips apart, dropping those shoulders down and back, feeling that lengthening through the spine all the way up to the skull, feeling that tailbone tuck under. Good, we're gonna flip that left hand over so that the palm is up. We're gonna place that right hand down the right thigh. We're gonna bring that left hand up and over for a reverse warrior. Good. And then bringing our hands back up for warrior two. Again, reaching towards both walls in front of us and behind us, feeling that pull, which then lengthens the spine, tucking the tailbone. Good. And then unblading that right foot, coming back up, or I'm sorry, we're gonna leave that right foot down, and we're gonna come up for warrior one. Good, and then place both hands on either side of that left foot. We're gonna bring that left foot back to meet the right in downward facing dog. Good, bring those knees down, take them wide, bum to the heels, and extend out for a nice child's pose. If you lost your breath, now is a good time to come back to it, or to find it, rather. So coming back to the breath on your mat. So easy it is to fall into the chaos of the world. So easy it is to lose our breath in yoga class. So taking this time to refocus on not only ourselves, but also Him, who gives us strength to get through these tough days, to me is the most important thing. Yeah. We all struggle in finding some peace on the mat during this time of COVID, I think, is so important. Good. We're going to come back up to center. Bring those knees together. Curl those toes back to our downward facing dog. Pressing those hips back. We're going to move through that flow one more time. So extend the right leg back. Bring it on through up to a runner's lunge. Right leg forward, toes pointed towards the short edge of the mat. Good. We're gonna blade that left foot down and we're gonna come up for warrior one. Sorry while I adjust. Good. And then we're gonna bring those arms down for warrior two. Reaching those fingertips towards either side of the wall in front of you, the wall behind you, creating that long line of energy. Good. We're going to flip that right arm over, palm facing the heavens. We're going to place that left hand down our left leg, reaching that left arm up and over, creating a reverse warrior. Feeling that stretch in the right hip flexor. Good. And back up for warrior two. Good. And then leaving that left foot bladed down, we're going to come back up for warrior one. Good. And then both hands on either side of that right foot, unblading the left foot. And we're going to bring that right foot back to downward facing dog. Good. Extend that left leg back. Bring it on through a runner's lunge. Blading that right foot down, coming up for warrior one. Really sinking down towards the mat, not letting that left ankle come forward, or left knee come forward of the left ankle rather. Good. And then opening up both arms for warrior two. Really stretching both arms either direction. Dropping those shoulders back, finding length through the spine, tucking in the tailbone. Good. Leaving that right foot bladed. We're going to move into warrior two, or warrior one. Good. And then we're going to bring both hands on either side of that left foot, unblading the right foot. We're going to bring that left foot back to meet the right in a downward facing dog. Good. We're going to place that left knee down on the mat. We're going to rotate so that the left foot is off the mat. We're going to place our left hand in the middle of the mat, extending the right leg out, bringing the right hand up to the heavens, as well as our drishti, which would be our gaze up to the heavens. Good. And just feeling his peace. All right, and we'll bring that right hand down. Come back to all fours. We're going to extend that left foot out off the mat, extending out that left leg, coming into the middle right hand of the mat, right hand to the middle of the mat, Left hand up. Extending that left leg. Good. And then bring that left hand back to the mat, back to all fours. We're gonna come down onto our bumps, rotating those legs around. Into staff pose, so legs extended out straight. Toes pointed to the heavens. We're gonna take in a big deep breath, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold over both of those thighs. Take in a nice inhale. And as we exhale, forward fold deeper over those legs. Trying not to lose the curvature of the pose. So really just bending at the hips. Dropping those shoulders down if you've scrunched them forward. Good, and come back up to center. Good. We're gonna bring our bums down by our heels. We're gonna rotate back onto our backs. Good. Place your hands flat to the mat. We're gonna extend those legs up, feet flat towards the heavens, so legs up the wall. It's as if there were a wall here and your legs were just gently resting against that wall. And of course, coming to the breath. Good, bring those feet down, bring those knees into the chest. We're gonna rock those hips from side to side, kind of getting a low back massage on the mat here. Good. We're gonna extend that right leg out, left leg up. Good. We're gonna extend both arms out to the side, hands down. And we're gonna bring that left leg over to the right side of the body. So leaving that right leg straight, left leg falling to the right side of the mat. Getting in that nice spinal twist while we're here. Good, good. And bring that left leg back up to center. We're gonna switch legs. So let that left leg come down to the mat. Bring that right foot up, right leg up. We're gonna let our left leg rest to the mat. We're gonna bring the right foot over to the left side of the body. So letting that fall to the side there, getting in a nice spinal twist. Try leaving that right shoulder on the mat if you can. If you can't, it's okay not to come down as far, as long as we maintain that pose. Good. Most excellent. And of course, yoga always makes me feel better. All right, good. Bring that right leg back up to center. Bring that left foot up to meet the right, and then bring those arms up. Bring the knees into the chest. One more time, rocking from side to side. Enjoying and embracing that nice lower back massage that our mat is giving us. Good. And we will place both feet to the mat. We're going to extend our legs out long, finding a comfortable position, tucking those shoulders under, letting those feet fall to a neutral position. Softening the muscles of the face, softening the shoulders, letting the legs fall heavy to the earth. And lastly, coming to the breath. Keeping your eyes closed. And really coming to a peaceful mind's eye. Thinking of things that bring you joy. Letting thoughts cross as quickly as they come, and coming back to that center of peace. The world is chaotic around us, but are we looking at the chaos, or are we looking at Him who brings us peace? If you need to, you can pause the video here and take as long as you need into Shavasana. Reading from Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. I am the Prince of Peace. As I said to my disciples, I say also to you, peace be with you. Since I am your constant companion, my peace is steadfastly with you. When you keep your focus on me, you experience both my presence and my peace. Worship me as King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and Prince of Peace. You need my peace each moment to accomplish my purposes in your life. Sometimes you are tempted to take shortcuts in order to reach your goal as quickly as possible. But if the shortcut requires turning your back on my peaceful presence, you must choose the longer route. Walk with me along paths of peace. Enjoy the journey in my presence. So much what we needed tonight, friends, in the midst of COVID fatigue. If you would, turn on to your right side. Place your head on your right bicep. Bring your knees up. Taking a couple of cleansing breaths here. When you're ready, very slowly come back to a seated position, hands at heart center. Friends, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you have found peace on the mat. You liked this video. Please subscribe to my page, Living Peace Yoga, and also hit the thumbs up button. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.